goodness. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, possession of marijuana, and harassment of a public servant. On the DWI, you're facing a...
And we are 7 seconds in, and the judge is already asking, "Are you high right now?" That's not small talk. That's courtroom code for, "This is going off the rails immediately." Notice what's happening legally here. Before bond is even discussed, the judge is setting tone and control. In probable cause hearings like this, the court isn't deciding guilt, just whether there's enough evidence to move forward. But attitude, that absolutely affects bond conditions. Let me ask you, if you're standing in front of a judge on a DWI, is this the energy you're bringing?
Up to 6 months in jail and or 2,000. Are you high right now?
What? Like, what'd you say?
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, man. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Oh,
On April 6, 2025, a traffic stop was conducted for the defense vehicle failing to maintain a single lane, following too closely. The defendant captured a pit stop at a flashing red light intersection. The officer, on contact with the defendant, the officer observed the driver and passenger to make further movements towards the center of the vehicle. The defendant was identified by Texas driver's license. The officer observed slurred speech and bloodshot, watery eyes. No alcoholic beverage was emitting from the defendant's breath, and the strong of marijuana. The defendant admitted to having marijuana in the vehicle, and the officer located a leafy substance in the console of the vehicle upon probable. The officer also observed an open beer in the motor vehicle, and another Ziploc bag with large amounts of marijuana. The officer also observed a Ziploc bag of narcotic mushrooms, and a scale with marijuana residue on the surface located next to a large stack of other Ziploc bags. The defendant had $274 in cash. The defendant claimed ownership of the narcotics in the bag as well, and admitted that the items were marijuana and
Psilocybin,
excuse
the
me.
mushrooms.
Yes, sir. The defendant stated that she drank.
Now here's what that actually means. The judge is saying, based on what I've heard, slurred speech, open containers, narcotics, failed tests, this case moves forward. This is not a trial. This is just the green light. But listen closely to what comes next. The real hammer isn't jail right now, it's conditions. Random testing. Scram monitor. 50-day marijuana testing window. That's strategic. The judge knows THC lingers in your system, so he's building a timeline trap. If she tests positive after enough time has passed, that's not leftover, that's new use. This is accountability with a countdown clock.
One margarita, and that she also smoked marijuana. Certain sobriety tests were conducted, and the officer observed 4 to 6 clues on the HGN, 4 to 8 on the walking turn, and 2 to 4 on the holding stand. The defendant refused to provide a blood specimen. The search warrant was obtained. The defendant flailed and resisted during the blood draw. The defendant continued to flail and spit on officers and was eventually transferred to a hospital. Blood draw was unsuccessful due to the defendant flailing. Finally, there was another attempt and the blood draw was successful.
Ms. Salas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better address it, because if you don't, and it becomes a problem, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
yeah.
I'm sending you for a test right now, and you're to come right back. Do you understand? If you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, a warrant will issue. Do you understand?
So you want me to take a test right now?
Right
Yeah.
now.
It's not gonna come out clean.
I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Come back, and then we'll lawyer today. Take the test, come back. You understand?
Okay.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to test you like crazy. Do you understand? If you use after today, it's not going to go well. As far as the marijuana is concerned, I'm going to test you like 50 days from today to ensure there's enough time for it to pass. If you continue to test positive, Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm giving you the ability, I'm giving you the opportunity now to stop on your own. If you're unable to, that's when things will go sideways real quick. Does she have a valid license? And then any private of the eyes as well?
It's a true first and her license is valid.
Okay, all right. So for now, I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Ramona. I'm gonna have you get with Felicia, and I'll see you in about half an hour,
Okay.
please. You know, pills are a complete curse on our nation because depending on what you're taking, they become so powerful, the addiction, that for you to get off, when you try to get off by yourself, you'll convulse, seize, you can have a heart attack. Not only that, you build up a tolerance and you keep taking, you keep taking, you keep taking. At some point, you will put your lungs to sleep and you die. It happens every single hour in this nation.
Yeah.
I don't want you to use. If I find that you're using, then I'm going to put you in jail and you're just going to stay with me. It's going to happen one way or the other. I don't want you to use, and I'm going to test you like crazy to ensure that you're not using. Do you understand?
What if I get it medically? Like
A prescription.
yeah, like a prescription.
That can still be abused. And if you're going to pill mills to just shop for prescriptions, I have a problem with that as well. Just because you know, the last thing I want, there's an accident in this case, right?
Well, no, you're.
Like a car accident.
The last thing I want is another death on the street and something major to happen. So I don't want you to use. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did we put a scram on her ankle, right? Yeah. That device is going to tell me if you're consuming alcohol at any time. Do not put anything in your body that has alcohol in it. NyQuil, cakes, candies,
I took
foods.
I took Mucinex for coming, and I'm sick right now. So I do nasal spray.
Okay.
They told me that
Before you put anything in your body, read the instructions to ensure that there's no alcohol in it. I have everybody and their mom telling me here, well, I took NyQuil. I took this. It doesn't matter. You're not to use anything that has alcohol in it. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
Don't use anything unless you have a valid prescription. And then I don't want you to abuse it, even if you do get one. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with her. Again, I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If you're still testing positive for weed, it's not going to go well. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I had another question. Whenever I went to
Hold on. No. Ask your lawyer. I don't want you to, I've got a bunch of DAs here and I don't want you to say something that hurts your case. So ask the lawyer first. She can always come up to me and then we can talk. Don't just start asking things here.
I'm like, no, it was just about the court date. It was about the court date.
Caramba la bamba.
I'm like,
You can pick whatever day you want. I don't care.
okay. So okay. I'll talk to you about that. Then.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You didn't do anything until you sent her.
Okay. So yeah, I want to scram on her ankle and I wanted her to test weekly so that we know she's not using.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about that too.
Okay.
I'm going to waive all your fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money.
No,
It's about you not using and staying out of trouble.
I don't have no card.
She can
Like
tell you how to do that.
Monday, Thursday?
Yeah.
Or
Just one time a week, random. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you have to leave.
If as fast as we can get it to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
today my dad's here, but that's for today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Miss Ellis.
To be excused,
Yes.
Okay. We had,
All right. You are Kara Lopez.
Yes.
Miss Lopez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Hold on. She crashed. then allegedly chugged an entire bottle of vodka in front of a witness? If that's accurate, that's not just reckless, that's legally catastrophic. Because now you've introduced what's called a post-incident consumption argument. Defense attorneys sometimes argue their client drank after driving to avoid DWI liability. But doing it in front of a witness? That doesn't erase intoxication, it complicates it. And prosecutors love complications they can explain to a jury. Be honest, is that panic, addiction, or just unbelievably bad decision-making in real time?
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On March 26, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a crash on Antoine Drive in Orange County, Texas. The officer learned that an unknown party called 911 at the time of the crash. It was informed by another officer who arrived on scene that the observed defendant being treated by ambulance. The officer informed the other officer that the defendant had already been transported to receive medical care. After spoke with the will witness, who stated that the defendant was assaulted and struck the witness's vehicle, causing damage. The will witness stated they observed strong odor of alcoholic beverage committing to the defendant, and the will witness got in contact with him. The will witness stated that the defendant was still in the driver's seat at the time of their interaction, and that it was clear that the defendant was intoxicated. The will witness reported that the defendant had slurred speech, was incoherent, and not making sense. The police stated to the witness, "I don't know why." The witness reported that he being called and put itself on a crash. And immediately after that call, the defendant grabbed a bottle of vodka and consumed the entire thing in front of the will witness.
What?
Yes, Sherman. That's what happened.
She took a bottle of vodka and consumed an entire bottle of vodka in front of the will witness?
That's what I have here, man. The will witness noted that the defendant drank the alcohol bottle as if the defendant was drinking water.
Just when you think you've heard it all, man. I mean, really.
The officer observed an empty bottle of toxic vodka, and then went to the hospital to make contact with the defendant. The officer observed the strong odor of alcohol beverage from the defendant, observed that he did have slurred speech and glossy eye. The officer read the DIC form for the defendant when the defendant became coherent, and it proceeded to a breath test and blood test. The hospital discharged the defendant, and the defendant was transported to the Joint Processing Center, but was unable to perform the state-arrest sobriety test due to the defendant's failure to follow instructions and to keep the defendant's and the inability of the defendant to keep her head up. The officer took the defendant's failure to follow instructions as a refusal. The officer was unable to get the defendant to stand upright to perform HCN, and due to the physical conditions, the officer did not ask the defendant to perform walking turn or do a stand. The officer concluded, the officer offered the opportunity to provide breath and blood. The defendant declined to provide breath or blood, and the officer proceeded with a residual search warrant for the defendant's blood. The officer was advised, the officer was advised the blood would be ready in 2 to 3 days. The officer noted that, that's all I have.
Do you have blood back? Or no?
I do not. I'm not sure if that in the is referring to. The warrant was presented to the hospital, Your Honor, and a nurse advised that with blood, I guess, ready for 2 to 3 days. The officer.
Do you have any pride to advise?
There was one in Caldwell County that was dismissed, Your Honor.
License?
License is. No?
This is the judge?
It's not on docket. I have to give you a case number. You ready? 7402.
Thank you.
If you speak English, right?
Yes.
If you have a problem with alcohol or drugs, now is the time for you to address it. Because it stopped. There's no
Translation: Mississippi Court. Violate bond. No money for bail. You sit. 4 months. Here's what people don't understand. Bond isn't freedom. It's conditional release. And once a judge believes you're not taking court seriously, the second chance disappears fast. Especially after missing once already. This judge just reinstated bond, but made it crystal clear, this is the last coupon. Would you risk it?
Nothing that you can say at this moment. I'm warning you now, because this is the only one that you're going to get. I will do everything in my power to protect my city at all costs. I don't care who you are, what color you are, if you're a small farm animal. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now is the time for you to try to get any help if you need help, because I don't know you. I've never met you before. All I know is what they're telling me. And if that's in fact true, now is the time for you to address it. I am going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming alcohol at any time. I will not entertain any excuses like it's mouthwash, it's a tequila lollipop, hair dye. I've heard it all, and excuses mean nothing to me. If you consume, it's not going to go well. Because of all, I don't want you in the car driving. You're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you do, it's really not going to go well for you. I am putting now a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. If you're caught, and I'm sending this notice to DPS, so everybody, every officer in this state knows, if they pull you over and they don't see an interlock, they will take you to jail. Do you understand? And then you and I will have problems. Just don't.
Judge, this is Carla Lopez first,
Yes, ma'am.
and then you said no driving?
Correct.
Thank you.
And then a scram, please.
Yes, Judge.
You have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am. We will give you an application. You missed court once. A warrant is now in effect for you because you missed court the first.
When a judge mentions immigration detainers in a DWI case, that's not theatrics, that's reality. If someone is out of status and gets held in county jail, ICE can place a hold. That means even if bond is posted, release doesn't happen. This is where criminal law and immigration law collide, and that intersection can be brutal. One traffic stop, one DWI, and suddenly you're fighting two systems at once. That's not just a court date problem, that's a life trajectory problem.
Time. I will reinstate your bond now, but this is the only get out of jail free card that you get. If you miss court again, you violate any of these conditions, you will stay with me. And I don't know who you have in this life, but if you don't have anyone to pony up $5,000 to $10,000, you will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over. Do you understand? All right, come up. We'll have you sign this. I need you to fill an application. Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application, and we'll go from there.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you are Saeed. Is it Saeed?
Say it, yeah.
Saeed. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers observed the defense vehicle going 105 miles an hour on the Northwest Freeway in a 60-mile-an-hour zone. The traffic stop was initiated, and the officer observed the defendant to be the driver and the sole occupant. The defendant was identified by a German identification card. The officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant. The defendant stated he would not answer questions and would not perform serious sobriety tests. A breath test was refused, and the officer observed 3 empty beer bottles and an empty bottle of wine in his motor vehicle. A blood warrant was obtained, and a blood draw was executed.
Are you trying to tell me that he's consuming while driving?
I just have a moment, Your Honor. Does not specify, Your Honor.
Regardless, Mr. Saeed, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license to drive. Do you understand?
That's right.
All I heard here was a German identification card. If you do not have a license to drive and liability insurance in your name, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is a condition of your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, then I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bond. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, into jail you will go. No more PR bonds.
Sure.
I don't know what your immigration status is, but if you're not in this country with permission, if your paperwork is not done the right way and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer and you will be stuck like Chuck in there until this case is over with, which could be 6 months, and then you get shipped off to immigration. You understand?
It's your
Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, I'm not allowed to work right now.
Okay, I can have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have at the bank, how you get money, how kind of cars you have, property, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify, and then we'll go from there. We'll have you give you an application. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona, and then we'll have you take your signature box.
You said no driving?
Unless, does he have any kind of,
From what I have, Your Honor, he does not have a license.
I do have a license.
we'll,
Without insurance and.
with the no driving without a valid license and insurance? Okay, all right. To qualify, you have to be at the poverty threshold to qualify. If you make the kind of money that you make, you don't qualify. This life is not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you spend. Spend too much and you get into a hole, we can't foot the bill for the taxpayers,
Yes, Your Honor.
make good money, which is great, right?
Yes, Your Honor. It's my wife.
Stop. I don't want you to say anything. We're going to give you time. There's a gajillion and one lawyers out there. It's about you finding the one. It's like buying a car. You don't go, when you're starting off in life, you don't go buy a Lamborghini or a Bentley or a Ferrari. You go to Toyota, Honda, and lawyers, 99% of them will put you on a payment plan as you go. You have to negotiate with them. Don't take them at first blush. There's literally a gajillion and one lawyer, criminal defense lawyers out there. So if you don't find one or one's not willing to negotiate, go to the next one, because there's tons of them out there. Okay. All right. We're going to give you 30 days. Don't wait. There's a lot of timing requirements with the DWI. So don't sit there and, I'm going to wait until 29 days to start looking. You're only hurting yourself. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Good luck. Oh, I would also probably look for the immigration as well, if you're not a citizen of this country. Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. Good morning, Mr. White.
Good morning.
You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officer was dispatched in reference to a minor accident call. An officer contacted the defendant, who was standing next to his motor vehicle when the officer arrived. The defendant stated he drank a total of 5 beers that day. The defendant stated he last drank 30 minutes before the accident. Strong odor of an alcoholic beverage was emitting from the vehicle, and the defendant was transported to the hospital to treat injuries. The defendant was stated he was scared to blow and failed the test. DSC was read, and the defendant eventually submitted to the breath test and blew .091.
So there's an accident.
Yes, Your Honor.
I guess they took him to the hospital. They didn't do field to ride tests. It just,
Yes, Your Honor. If I just at the moment, I'm trying to clarify here in the DENS.
don't. Please.
An accident, the officers find the defendant standing outside of the truck.
Alone?
So, Your Honor. And the stated he was following someone and looking at his GPS because he wasn't familiar with the area and was unaware that cars were parked on the side of the street. The defendant said that he had been drinking throughout the day. Total of 5 beers. The last one was 30 minutes prior. Officers observed a strong. The officers asked him to consent to a breath test. And the defendant said he was scared to blow because he knows he just finished a beer and knew he was going to fail the test. The defendant then agreed to blowing once they got to JPC, and the defendant.
So they took him directly from the hospital to the JPC.
Retro.
Okay. Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. do not consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you guard DWIs and a license, please?
Yes, sir.
It's a true first and the license is eligible.
Great. Unless you have liability insurance in your name as well, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire lawyers, sir?
I'm not sure yet. I can make a phone call and see if he'll take my case. If not, I'm gonna need a court
Look,
appointment.
I can give you time. Just, time is of the essence. This is the DWI, so don't sit there and wait a month, 2 months, because you're only hurting yourself.
I can go make the phone call right now.
No. Don't do anything. I will give you time. You don't need to run out, rush now, but I'm saying don't sit there, wait a week or two, because you're only hurting yourself. So, what I can have you do is sign a reset with Ramona. I'll have you get Felicia for your bond conditions. After that, you're free to go. Don't use. Do you understand?
Yeah, so if I understand, you're just gonna reset it and that's gonna give me time to either get a lawyer or y'all gonna appoint one?
Right, so.
I'll have to come back and do the same thing I'm doing now?
Have trouble, come back in the next setting and then we can talk.
Come back in the next
reset date, yeah.
set. Okay, so I will have to come
We're
back
gonna
to
give you
court.
30 days from today. So we're gonna give you a lot of time. If you still have issues, come back and we can
I
talk.
was just kind of hoping I have to come back to court.
I wish I had hair. That ain't gonna happen. Well, maybe I get an implant. Come on. Good morning, Mr. Valerian. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one.
On April 6, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer received a call to assist the department regarding a driver who passed out in a drive-through of a Burger King restaurant. The firefighter told the officer he saw the defendant passed out behind the wheel, the engine still running, and the key in the ignition. Firefighter woke the driver up, and eventually the officer came on scene. He identified the defendant by his Texas driver's license. The officer noticed the strong odor of alcoholic beverage, glossy, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteady balance from the defendant. The defendant also appeared confused. The defendant stated he left Bango's bar and where he had one Corona beer. The officer conducted standardized first sobriety test where he witnessed 6 out of 6 clues on the HDN test, 6 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and then read the DIC form. The defendant refused. A blood warrant was signed and blood draw executed.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that there is sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Do you have any prior DWIs and a license?
And the license is eligible.
Okay, you're not allowed to drive unless you also have valid liability insurance in your name. That is a condition of your bond as well. Do you understand? No alcohol, no illegal drugs. Do not pick up any new cases, otherwise you will go back to jail. I'll have you sign a reset with Ramona. We'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and after that, you guys are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Guys, Mr. Snowden?
Good morning, Mr. Carlton. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On April 5th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a person down call and made contact with a witness, a law enforcement officer who stated that they found the defendant asleep behind the wheel of a vehicle that had rolled onto the median of the road. The vehicle was running but not moving when they found the vehicle. The well witness woke the defendant up and placed the defendant in the back of their patrol car. I should specify the well witness was the law enforcement officer. Law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant who was slurring his words and had dilated pupils. The defendant admitted to drinking 2 beers at a restaurant, and the defendant was presented with a DIC form that refused to sign it. Standardized sobriety test was later conducted, and the law enforcement officer observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HDN, 4 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and 0 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant eventually consented to a breath test in blue .063 and .064.
Mr. Carlton, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you see if he has any prior DWIs? And then if he has a valid license, please.
Yes. His license is not eligible, Your Honor, and no prior age.
Okay. You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what you have to do in this life. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to say 50 kids, do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is a promise you're going to make to me. You can't justify getting into a car for any reason. If you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You could be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Carlton? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to give you time to go hire a lawyer. I will have you first come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I will get you to Ramona where we will have you sign a reset. You will get with Felicia for your bond condition where you promise us you're not going to use.
Sure.
Don't pick up any new cases. Don't be a danger to my city. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay,
Gotcha.
come on. Speak English, sir.
Yes, English.
Mr. Castro, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On April 3rd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer reviewed information about a street takeover event and went to the location that was put on social media. The law enforcement officers conducted surveillance on the location in an unmarked vehicle and witnessed a vehicle making donuts and get within close proximity of several parked occupied vehicles. Law enforcement officer initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle and detained the defendant, the driver of the vehicle making donuts.
Any prior reckless driving cases, and then can you see if he has a license, please?
There are no prior reckless driving cases, Judge. There was a DWI and an evading being brought for Dauphin County. Just
At Hidalgo?
addition.
Okay, anything else?
And driver.
Okay. Mr. Castro, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to participate in this activity anymore or drive recklessly, maniacally. If I find that you do, the first thing I'm going to do is put you in jail. And the next thing is I will take your ability to drive away from you while this case is open. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Living in a city as big as Houston without the ability to drive blows. Not only that, people who participate in these types of activities, cops and DA's office can seize and take your car away from you permanently. And I've seen it happen on multiple occasions where people lose their $100,000 car because they. Do you understand?
So,
You put bond conditions, no donuts, street takeovers, reckless driving, racing, etc. Please. Mr. Castro, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
yes.
We're going to give you time. So I'll have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign the bond conditions. After that, we'll let you go. When you come back, please have a lawyer.
The DA wants home confinement, internet restrictions, park bans. The judge pushes back, not because he doesn't care, but because bond conditions have to be tied to the charge and constitutional limits. You can't just erase someone's life pretrial without legal footing. But then he drops the GPS monitor. That's the compromise. Not house arrest, but full-time tracking. And here's the twist. The judge waives the fee. That removes the "I couldn't afford it" excuse. This is Judicial Strategy 101. Protect the public, protect the record, and protect the case from appeal.
Months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On September 18, 2024, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a citizen holding call or a citizen holding suspect call at 9825 Stella Link Road in Harris County, Texas. The law enforcement officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant, a coach at Emory Weiner School, stated that he witnessed the defendant inside of the boys' locker room talking to students. The
What?
complainant told the defendant to leave and not to interact with the students, which the defendant refused. The complainant stated that security guards entered the locker room and forcefully removed the defendant. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant detained in front of the boys' locker room and was identified with his Texas driver's license.
Mr. Williams, you're not a student there or teacher there, are you? Okay, don't go back to Emory Wiener. Holy moly, if I find that you go back to a school or is it an elementary school? It's like a high school, isn't it? Like
I believe it's a middle school. Let me double check.
do you have any children? I'm ordering you not to go to any high school, any middle school, any elementary school whatsoever for any reason. Not to have contact with anyone under the age of 15. And if you do, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand?
I guess it's a mixed school. They
Right.
serve grades 6 through 12.
Go ahead and sign.
How old are you, Mr. Williams? What do you do for a living, sir? Okay. I'm going to tell you now that my sole purpose in life is to protect every single child in this county. And if I find that you become a danger to anyone, I'm going to make your bond so high, you're going to have teeth falling out. Do you understand, sir? No contact, and I'm absolutely serious. How much money do you make a month, sir? Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So for now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it.
Judge, can we also ask for restrictions to parks?
So are you here on this case?
I'm not, Judge. I just have no scared the probable cause.
Tell me, what do you got?
Well, based upon the probable cause, Judge, the state would recommend restriction to any parks where children can be normally at play and restriction to internet access in order to prevent any type of interaction. But I am not on this case.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, I want to protect all children, right? If he was charged with something like a child pornography, then absolutely, right? But he may have a lot of business on internet, banking, mortgage, just. Parks, okay. Internet, I don't know. I think that might be, you see what they want me to do, Mr. Williams, right? And I'm going to tell you now, if I were to limit your internet access, your life would be it would just be a lot more difficult. I don't want to make your life difficult, but at the same time, I want to protect every single child here. And I'm going to do everything I need to do it. Do you understand? So if I find that you're acting a fool out there in the free world, however it may be, you saw me just now put someone else with a $50,000 bond. I mean, I have no problem making it $500,000. I've done it before and I'll do it again. So just beware when you're out there, make smart choices. Do you understand? Okay, so no parks or places where children can go.
Any devices?
Devices, guys?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Device?
Most definitely a GPS device with an exclusion zone, Judge. At that.
I think I agree with that as well, but I'll waive the fee so he doesn't have to pay for it.
Judge, we would ask for home confinement as well.
Well, I'm not gonna do home confinement. He's gotta work. That would seriously, he said he doesn't have children.
Could we request sort of proof from the judge, so I know that he's not misrepresenting the court or saying no home confinement, because this is a dangerous case, Judge. And part of the community is affected by this case. Children were affected. He goes into the boys' locker room, refuses to leave. Then when he says he's gonna leave, he goes to the girls' locker room. And yes, Judge. Yes, Judge. It's a very dangerous case, and the community was affected.
Yeah, and then going within, 500 feet of any school, elementary school. Yeah. I'm putting a monitor on you so I know where you are because I'm not going to take your word for it. Understand if that thing, if the battery dies, so will you. You have to charge it on a daily basis. That thing costs around $500 to $600 a month. I'm going to pay for it for you so that there's no excuse, but you need to understand that you're going to have to charge that thing on a daily basis. And if the battery dies, that's it. I'm not going to entertain any excuses. Do you understand? Now, I'm not going to require proof of employment, but I'm going to take your word that you're a working man, you know, that you somehow you need to survive, but just you're walking and skirting a very short leash here. Do you understand, Mr. Williams? Okay. Well, don't. You have the right to remain silent. I've got a ton of DAs here, and everything you say, they're going to use it again. They're going to, use it against you, and I want to protect you as much as I can within the, bounds of the law. Do you need me to appoint you a lawyer?
I do.
Okay. I'll have him fill out an application. Yeah, I guess no drugs, no alcohol as well. Yeah. I will provide you a lawyer today. They'll be able to counsel you on how to move forward, but no drugs, no alcohol. You know what the other conditions are. They want me to make you stay at home. I don't want to have to do that. Just, you understand what's expected of you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. All right. I'll have you sign a no alcohol. You know what the other conditions are. They want me to make you stay at home. I don't want to have to do that. Just, you understand what's expected of you, right?
Yes, sir.